Ben, speaking recently to the great and the good of music, spoke actually only a couple of weeks ago to this next gentleman's brother. Obviously, music is steeped in the family. This gentleman, in his own right, has had huge success. He's got the band, the Back Axles, and also does solo work as well, and has had a huge amount of songs out which have made a major impact. The Baldo Donahue, his own unique version of it, also The Pub With No Beer, Murphy's Ass, One Way Ticket to Belfast, many, many more. I'm delighted to say hello to the one and only Stephen Rosney. Stephen, how are you?
How you doing, Jerry? It's great to be on the show.
A real pleasure, Stephen. Listen, well, you've been in music a long, long time at this stage.
Well, you know, Jerry, it's hard to think back how far, but I remember years ago there'd be lots of sessions in our house, maybe once a week, and we'd be only very small, and we'd be hiding behind the curtain so we wouldn't have to go to bed, Right. And we'd end up probably falling asleep in the corner, But look, music was a big part of our life growing up, and I suppose it stayed with us.
Certainly is, and you've continued it on and over this past few years. You've been releasing all these singles and videos and all the rest of it, and some absolutely cracking songs, and also songs which you put your own slant on, like for example the song "The Pub With No Beer." I mean, I've never heard a version of that like that before of the song,
Yeah, look, it's great to write songs and get to record them and release them. And, I love them real old Irish songs, they just, I suppose, growing up as a little kid, I was listening to, my aunts and uncles, and they all singing them sort of songs. And I just loved them old songs. And we kind of put our own little twist to them,
Certainly have, and you've cooperated. Now you've got your band, the Back Axles, but you also do work on your own, Stephen.
Yeah, look, it's great working, with the Back Axles. We have, I suppose, a particular type of sound that we use the 5-string banjo, and with the upright double bass and the fiddle, but yeah, no, I'm working on an original album. It's original of my own songs and my own favourite songs, and I suppose I've been lucky enough to be working with the likes of Max T. Barnes in Nashville, and I co-wrote some songs with Max on his album, and Max co-wrote a few songs on our album, and and from there I led on to other artists, Mike Scott and Travis Wetzel, and at the minute actually we're recording a song written by my good friend Joe Kelly up in Northern Ireland. It's a tribute to John Prine, and we've recorded this one in Nashville, and we're just putting the finishing touches to it. So I'm really excited about releasing this one.
Excellent. Another gentleman you cooperated as well with was Rick Sandler.
Yeah, look at it. What can I say? Rick Sandler is an outstanding musician, a great songwriter. He's written some wonderful hits.
Indeed.
For Leon Warwick. Yeah, I was just about, you took the words from my mouth, but yeah. Rick's a great guy, and Rick was over here, and we sat down and we put together that one-way ticket to Belfast, and we actually done that one evening after a show, and we went into the studio with the band and recorded it, and we released it a few weeks later. So it was a great song for us as well. One-way ticket to Belfast.
Indeed, it did huge popularity, got huge amount of airplay and a lot of notice indeed with it at the time. And you're another thing that the story of the music continues. I see that your children actually do Facebook Live sessions with you.
Yeah, look at it. When we were growing up, myself and Kieran, my brother Kieran and my brother John, our father used to always say to us, if you can play an instrument, you'll never go hungry. Now, I know in this present time, there's a lot of musicians out there suffering because of the COVID crisis. But look, things will pick up again. And, I keep telling my kids that. And the young Mark, he's just turned 9. He's 9 there now, and he plays the fiddle. And, he was lucky enough here, beginning of last year, that I knew a guy over in Nashville, a great fiddle player, but a cousin of his died. I just can't think of his name now, but he was part of the Nashville A team, and my son Mark got one of his electric fiddles, and it was so great to get it. And he just loves playing the fiddle. And Luke, my other son Luke, he's 11 years of age. He's on the 5-string banjo, and I have a little girl then, Jade. She's 14. She's playing piano, and she's playing the upright bass. So look at it; it's great. My whole goal is kind of, to get them that they're able to play together, and they'll never be lonely. They'll always be playing music, and I think that's one great thing about music. It's a great comfort to people.
Indeed so, and particularly, Stephen, at this incredibly difficult time. Now, you do a lot of you do quite a lot of work in Nashville, working with many Nashville musicians and artists, as you've mentioned there.
Yeah, look at it. I just I pinch myself, that I've been spent a day with Bobby Bear, and Bobby was in re-recording a few songs, and such a gentleman and a great guy, and as is most of these artists and musicians in Nashville, they're just such down to earth guys, they're like the neighbour next door, And I speak again about Max T. Barnes. Max T. Barnes and his father, wrote 30 number one hits in America, and I became great friends with Max T. Barnes. And such a nice fella, such a gentleman, and what a great songwriter, and so on and so forth. I've got to know Mike Scott very, very well. Like he's up there with the likes of Ricky Skaggs, Vince Gill. He plays the 5-string banjo. That's what he plays. But he played with a band with Jesse. The name is eluding me now at the minute. But Jim and Jesse, he played with a great bluegrass band for years upon years. He remembers. He told me one time he was in the Grand Ole Opry just waiting to go on stage, and he says number one dressing room was the main act, and he remembers when Roy Acuff used to call him in and to pick a bit of banjo with him before they go on stage. And he grew up in that era. He knew Bill Monroe very, very well, and all these great artists. And like I say again, such a nice fella. Couldn't do enough for you. It's just unbelievable, and it's great to be associated with these guys.
It is what you mentioned there about the sheer humility of these guys is something else. They have absolutely no any starstruck style about them at all. They're just plain, honest to heavens, down to earth guys.
Well, I suppose Jerry. The thing is with these guys is they love music, and if they can help somebody else along the way. And I remember actually Bobby Bear telling me himself that before Waylon Jennings got his break, that Bobby Bear went in and talked to Chet Atkins and said to Chet Atkins that you got to sign this guy. He said, I know I'm cutting my own throat, he says, but this guy is going to be huge. And rightly so, they went on, they signed Waylon Jennings, and that was the start of his career. But it just shows you what other artists do for other artists over there. It's unbelievable,
That is incredible. That really is. These guys really do love, love music, and definitely don't, they don't try and hold anybody back in any way, shape, or form. No,
anything they can do to help you out, Jerry, that's exactly what to do. And our last record there, that that I've been working on in Nashville, Mike Scott has been on banjo. We had Aaron Till on fiddle, former fiddle player for Pam Tillis. We had Johnny Cash's bass player playing double bass. And actually, it's great. Carl Jackson we have actually on backing vocals on the track, and Mike Scott is producing the new single. It's called "Still Around Somehow," and it's especially for John Prine.
Excellent stuff. It's truly incredible. You're mixing with all the main men in country music. That's for sure. Stephen, you're a busy lad in general. Doing lots of stuff. I know you actually even visited the UK as well with the Back Axles before all of this happened.
Yeah, look, we have some great followers down in the UK, and we love going to the UK to because the atmosphere is absolutely great, and we get such a warm welcome over there. It's almost a pleasure to go to the UK to play. And I have to give a mention out there to Austin Whelan. Whelan's pubs in London. Austin brings us over and looks after us fierce well, and we play there for probably 7 to 14 days, and we come back and we have such a great time. We love going over there.
Excellent stuff. So, what have you've been doing some work on the album, as well as some of the Facebook lives and all that since lockdown? You haven't let the grass grow under your feet, so to speak.
No, Jerry. Lucky enough, we've been in the studio pretty busy, and we have a lot of songs coming out there. And there's some funny songs, and there's some old songs, and there's some original songs, and we always keep busy,
Well done, excellent stuff indeed, and fair play, like on all that you've done. And I must say, when you do the Facebook lives and that with the family, they are absolutely fantastic. They're brilliant, brilliantly entertaining, I must say. So well done on all of that. And Stephen, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you. I wish you all the luck in the world with everything that you're doing. And listen, I look forward to when it's all over, to seeing you on stage again.
Yeah, look at Jerry. A big thanks to it's people like yourself, that goes to the trouble of playing our music and bringing it out to people all across the UK, Ireland, the world. And it's people like you that we owe a debt of gratitude to keep the music thing going.
It's a real pleasure, Stephen. Without guys like you making music, we wouldn't be able to play it. Stephen, listen, wish you and the family success and health. Stay safe and stay well.
Look, Jerry, thanks again very much. A big shout out and a big thanks to all your listeners, for tuning in on the Facebook Lives and checking out our YouTube videos. We thank you very much.